All right, first up on the high school's program, well, besides jazz band, we have a little surprise. So for the first time in a long time, much like jazz band, we worked on a percussion ensemble piece. So this is a piece that I found that I thought was really fun. We got 8 or 9, what is this? 8 people to play it, some of whom are percussionists, 9, some of whom are not. So we have Violet Bell, who's usually a trumpet player or guitar player, she's up there. We got Xavier Godown, another one of our seniors. We have Skylar Harrington, another senior, who's usually a clarinet player. We have Thomas McCaffrey, who's new to the band this year, but also a senior. And then over here we got the younger kids. We got Spencer Hutton, who's usually a trombone player. Brody Anderson, who's on percussion. Also his first year in band, here. We got Elias Franciscus, who's been in band for years on percussion. Yeah, Elias. And Isaac Reeder, who's in 9th grade and a percussionist, guitar player extraordinaire. So this is a piece of music called Technology, which isn't supposed to be based on any particular thing, but I think if you know anything about video games from the 90s, you might recognize this rhythm and melody that pops up. So, this is our high school percussion ensemble playing Technology. next we'd like to welcome the high school band onto the stage. That was a piece of music called Soaring, inspired by the concept of rocket ships blasting off and astronauts traveling through space. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, next up we're playing a piece of music that is a suite of songs. So we have 3 movements. Generally in a concert, when you have a piece of music with movements, you do not clap in between. Now, this is more of a modern invention, because back in the day, they would clap whenever they wanted. But today, the concert etiquette is you don't clap in between. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight. This is a suite of music from Carmen, which is an opera by Georges Bizet. And I thought this was interesting. I found this quote about the opera itself, so that when you're listening to the music, you can kind of think about this. I won't spoil the story of the opera. If you know Carmen, you know it doesn't end exactly how you would expect. But I have this quote. The moral that it teaches us is that love is something that can only be given, and given freely. It can never, ever be taken. So this is Suite from Carmen by Georges Bizet. Okay, thank you very much. So our next piece, is going to feature a soloist. So this is Skylar Harrington. Skylar, I have some notes here. Skylar Harrington has been in band here since 4th grade? 5th grade. Participated in marching band for like 6 years, auditioned and been accepted to District 8 and Region 4 band for like 3 years in a row. You did District and Region. So Skylar will actually be pursuing a major in music performance next year at Susquehanna University. So next fall, Skylar will be just down the road and pursuing music performance on clarinet. So I gave him the option this semester of playing a solo with the band. So this is a piece of music called Adagio and Tarantella for solo clarinet, and we'll be accompanying him tonight. Our next piece, well, by the way, well done. Another hand for Skylar Harrington. That was a lot of notes. Our next piece is called a Tchaikovsky portrait, and it features three of Tchaikovsky, who was a Russian composer, three of his best loved melodies. We have March Slav, which was commissioned for a concert to benefit Serb soldiers wounded while fighting, with help from Russian volunteers, against the Ottoman Empire back in like the 18... any history buffs? And then also the main theme from the ballet Swan Lake, and the waltz from the ballet Sleeping Beauty. This is a Tchaikovsky portrait. about who's up here. First of all, we have a soloist in that one, Alyssa Bartlett back here on horn in the Swan Lake section. We also have some guest performers. I guess you could call them guest performers. They're up here, and they're not getting a grade. They're doing it for fun. So up here we have middle schoolers. We have Caden Trumper, Ruth Miller, Kenzie Dries on horn, Charlotte Gessner. So these are our middle schoolers playing with the high school band, so give them a round of applause. You can sit down. And next up we have the high schoolers who are here just for fun, because they're not actually in band class. For whatever reason, they couldn't take band this semester. Now, we fixed this issue next year in terms of band is a full year class for 45 minutes in the day. So there's no more semester courses. We have other scheduling things we have to figure out, but we won't have this switch over halfway through, which I'm super happy about. But these students were either in band the first semester or weren't even in band this year at all as a class, and they're just here because they're awesome. So we have, let's just start in the front row. We have Yadeli Nieves. Who else we have? Kai on oboe. We have, let's see, flutes. We got all you guys. Claire back here on trumpet. And we have Zach Guffey on baritone in the back. And Bree, on clarinet, that's right. I don't know. Well, you were in it the first semester, you both were, so it's like a hard time remembering who was here last semester versus not here this semester. I feel you're always around in jazz band, so, and Nick Marks on bari sax and Nathan Mull on tuba. What? Yes, Cinda? Yeah, and that's, did I miss anybody? All right, that's everybody in high school just for fun. Yay! Our next piece is called Creed. All right, for Creed, we also had, previously she also had a solo. Violet Bell on trumpet had a nice solo in there. All right, so our next piece is called A Shaker Gift Song. Something I want to do for this that came up, I'd chosen this piece a way back, but it ended up being somewhat appropriate, I feel, for this concert. So I would like to dedicate this piece to one of our staff here at Milton. A little over a month ago, Deb Warren, one of our ESL teachers, lost her 31-year-old son in a terrible accident. So the lyrics for Shaker Gift Song, as I read them, made me think that I needed to do this. So the lyrics to this folk song says, "Here take this lovely flower, thy mother sent to thee, culled from her lovely bower of sweet simplicity. O place it near thy bosom, and keep it pure and bright, for in such lovely flowers the angels take delight." So, as Irving Berlin said, the song is ended, but the melody lingers on. This is Shaker Gift Song, dedicated to Deb Warren. So before we play our last piece, I'd like to recognize our seniors in the band who've been with us this year. First up, we'll go kind of alphabetically just to make it fair, I guess. Violet Bell on trumpet, and percussion ensemble, and jazz band, marching band. And Xavier Go Down. Ex-joined band in 7th grade and hasn't looked back since. He's been in it since then. And marching band for 6 years and has been doing made district band and SVB and done all kinds of awesome stuff. We also have Zach Duffy On baritone, Skylar Harrington, we've already met. And Thomas McCaffrey, who joined us this year in band and did an awesome job. Yeah. So, a big thank you to our seniors. We wouldn't be who we are without you and everything that you've done for us. So, thank you very much. I know I didn't start most of you, but hopefully I'm leaving you with some good memories. And come back and see us again. So, come on out to the banquet, and we have some gifts for you there too. So. All right, our last piece is called Under the Cherry Blossoms, and it was inspired by the Japanese folk song Sakura Sakura, which is somewhere between around 300 or 400 years old, that folk song. And it's, Sakura is the Japanese word for cherry blossom. So this piece, Under the Cherry Blossoms, is based on that folk song, and is meant to be a very happy, light, and beautiful song representing the happiness that goes along with spring. So I leave you with Under the Cherry Blossoms. Thank you very much. One last soloist, that was Max Ferry on the alto sax solo. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. I think I've said everything that needs to be said. Have a great rest of the year. We have some other things going on. May 10th, we are taking a trip to Hershey Park to perform and then have some fun there. So that'll be a band and choir trip. Big thank you to Mrs. Flood for playing flute with us. Yay. And a big thank you to our elementary and middle school students who are the future of this band. A big round of applause for them. Woo. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.